Okay, guys. Today I am supposed to start an new thing. It is very very important once again. That is production planning, control, and computerized process planning. Okay, production planning is there. Production planning and then process planning is there. They go both hand in hand. Okay. Now, what I have done exactly in this production planning and control planning is I have given a question and answer type of thing. I just go through the things one by one. Okay. Now this is the first slide, that is a definition of process planning, and then first we will start with the process planning. After that we'll come back to the production planning. Okay, guys. Now define what is meant by process planning. Process planning involve determining the sequence of processing and assembly steps that must be accomplished to make the product. If you want to develop a product, you have some procedure, you have some process. Okay, there will be some, each manufacturing industries have their own process. With respect to that, you have to do it. That is called as process planning. In general, I am telling process planning involves determining the sequence of processing and assembly steps that must be accomplished to make the product. Okay. Next, another thing is that what is meant by root sheet in a the processing sequence is documented on a forum called a root sheet or operation sheet. That is, if you want to do any process planning and all, okay, you have to have a sequence of. We have to document all those things, because if anything goes wrong, okay, you have to check those things and then you can correct it. For example, root sheet. Can I? Best example is normally in hospitals and all. You anybody, if simply I'm telling generally, if anybody is admitted or somewhat like that, maybe the patient will be there for some 3 to 4 days. Okay. Now from the day one, the patient will enter till that they will be build a one file. Okay. Similarly, that is day one process, second process, third process, fourth process, or day one, day two, day three, day four, day five. In that, there are three shifts will be there per day. Based upon that also, they have to take care. That is called as process sheet, or we can call it root sheet. Okay. Next one is there. That is what is meant by concurrent engineering. Is an approach used in product development in which the functions of design engineering, manufacturing engineering, and other functions are integrated to reduce the elapsed time required to bring a new product to a market. That is called as concurrent engineering. And then what are the benefits of computer aided process planning? Okay, that is here also the process planning is integrated with the computer. Okay, now what are the benefits if you have a CAPP in your factories? Okay, the benefits are process rationalization and standardization of the process will be there. Increase productivity. The productivity will increase of process planners. Reduce lead time, or we can call it an idle time, based on what that lead time for processing planning. Reduce the lead time for process planning. Improved legibility and the incorporation of other applications program. That is these are all the various benefits what you're supposed to have in a process planning. These are the things. That is, if you are employed a computer aided process planning. Okay. Now exactly what is my process planning now? That is sequence of operation. Involves determining the sequence of operation and assembly steps that must be accomplished to make the product successfully. Okay. This is the major things. If you have any doubts, you can ask once again. This is the thing what you are supposed to have. And then write the types of process planning. There are a number of things are there. There is manual process planning. Olden days, what they are supposed to use, that is called as manual process planning. And then a number of documents should be taken care, paperwork, so many parameters will be there. And then another one is there is computer aided process planning is there. Okay. In that, there are two approaches are there in computer aided process planning. One is a retrieval computer aided process planning system is there, and another one is there that is called as a generative computer aided process planning is there. And just the thing, these two things I will take in the later, because these two things carries 20 marks each, or 15 marks. They can be asked in the examination. But what is retrieval? Previously, what are the things stored thing is there, that is called as retrieval. You take it and then you start doing it. That is a retrieval type of process planning. Generative is nothing but you have to uh, create your own thing and then you can do it. Okay. Now what is by retrieval computer-aided process planning. A retrieval computer-aided process planning system, also called as a variant computer-aided process planning system, is based on the principle of geometric tools and parts classification and coding. A standard process plan is stored in computer files. That is, what is retrieval? As the name itself suggests, I have to retrieve from the previously stored in the system. That is, in computer files or each part family. Developing the database of these process plan requires a substantial effort. What is by generative computer-aided process planning? The process sequence is planned without human assistance and without a set of predefined standards. Okay, in generative uh, process planning, the whatever the based upon there here there will no human interventions will be there, and then without any standards they are supposed to build their own create their own type of data sheets or process that is called as computer aided sorry generative computer aided process planning. Okay, now another thing is that it is what is process planning is different, production planning is different, but they go hand in hand. Okay, now what is production planning and control? Production planning is concerned with the logistic problems. That is, after process, you do the process planning, the parts will be produced. Okay. After the parts will be produced, the parts should be transferred from the factories to the customer. Okay. That will be taken care with the help of a production planner. Okay. Logistic problems that are encountered in manufacturing, that is managing the details of what and how many products and to produce and when and obtain the raw materials, parts and resources to produce those products. Okay, this involve all the uh, parameters what exactly what you are supposed to have in the production planning. Okay, that is what is production planning is nothing but production planning is designated with a symbol PPC is concerned with the logistic problem that are encountered in manufacturing, that is managing the details of what and how many product to produce and when and obtaining and when, and then how to obtain the raw materials. That is in production planning and control, if the raw material is not there, that will be taken care by the system itself. It only orders everything and then you will get the your final product. That is called as production planning and control. Now what are the activities within the scope of production planning? One is aggregate production planning, that is you can call it some types. MPS is there, that is master production schedule is there. MRP is there, material requirement planning is there. Capacity planning is there. These are all the various activities comes under production planning. That is what is that is the aggregate production planning and master production schedule. Aggregate production planning involves planning the production output level for major product lines produced by the firm. Aggregate planning involves planning 6 months or more into the future. MPS, that is master production schedule, which is a specific plan of the quantities to be produced of individual models within each product line. That is the MPS is on that day on that line, how many product, that is called as MPS. Master production schedule is concerned with shorter term, but the aggregate production schedule is concerned with the longer this one. Now what is meant by MRP, material requirement planning? MRP designate material requirement planning is a technique that converts the master schedule for end product into a detailed schedule for the raw materials and components used in the end product. This is the thing what you're supposed to have. Now what are the main components or what are the main inputs to the MRP process? What are the things we have to supposed to have? We have to give to the MRP, the material requirement planning. One is master production schedule. I have to give bill of material. I have to give for the part to be produced, and then inventory record to be given as an input. And then what are the outputs to the MRP? Outputs will be planned order release, or we can call it some purchase order release, or some until and unless a purchase order you are not supposed to give, nobody will do the work for you, or any factories or whatever it may be, customer and factory, between the customer and factory, or between the industry and the customer, the main thing is planned order release or purchase order should be released. Reports of planned order release in future periods, rescheduling notice indicating changes in due dates for open orders, reports on inventory status. That is MRP, material requirement planning. It takes care of all these things. And then one more important thing is that all these things will be uh, installed in the system, computer system, in the sense like we don't require any hundred of people to take care of this. Only per system one person is enough. And then benefits of reduction in inventory, that is stock can be that is that can be reduce a quicker response to change in demand, reduce setup and product changeover cost, better machine utilization, improved capacity to respond to changes in the master schedule. Everything can be taken care if you use material requirement planning. These are all the things. And one more thing is there. It is what is mean by capacity planning. Capacity planning consists of determining what labor and equipment resources are required to meet the current material master production schedule, as well as long-term future production needs to be firm. Stages of capacity planning is rough cut capacity planning, and then capacity requirement planning. Okay, now these are all things what you are supposed to have in the things. Define shop floor. That is what is shop floor control. This is meant by capacity planning. And then what is meant by shop floor control? I have made easy, very easy, so that you can go through and then you will have these things, and then you can study for the exam. Shop floor control is the set of activities in the production control that is concerned with releasing production orders to the factory, monitoring and controlling the progress of the order through the various centers, and acquiring current information on the status of the order. This is called as shop floor control. That is, it controls what happening exactly in the machine, which type of product it is doing. Is the machine is idle? Is the machine is working? Is the machine have some problem? Everything will be controlled with the help of a system. That is called a shop floor control. And then three phases of shop floor control will be there. One is order release, order schedule, order progress, and then factory data collection. I am just giving a system consists of various paper documents, terminals, and automated devices. So nowadays, paper documents in the nothing but everything will be there in with respect to the soft copies, so that the cost cutting they have started. Everybody has to start doing only the soft copies, until and unless if you are need of it, you can take the Xerox copy or somewhat like that. Okay, for collecting data and shop floor operations. Shop packeting is there. This is one of our very important, that is collection of documents through the factory called you have to collect the data or documents through the factory, that is called shop packeting. The root sheet you have to collect the material requisition to draw the raw materials from inventory, that is from one storage will be there. You have to give material requirement thing, so that it will go there, and then they are supposed to, if the raw material is there, they will take. Otherwise, once again you have to put the things. And job card means to report the direct labor time, move ticket to other authorize the material handling personnel to transport those material handling parts and all. And then the part list, everything should be taken care by them, this one. And then one more thing is there, it is MRP2 is there, that is a material requirement planning 2, or we can call it an management resource planning. We can call it a management resource planning, can be defined as a computer based system for planning, scheduling and controlling the materials, resources and supporting activities needed to meet the master production schedule. And then don't get confused or somewhat like that. Master production schedule is a type of thing where in an assembly line it can be used. And then ERP solutions they are supposed to use, that is enterprise resource planning. ERP is nothing but enterprise resource planning, is a computer software system that organizes and integrates all of the data and business function of an organization through a single central database. ERP is nothing but from the with respect to the salary, with anything, whatever the thing you with respect to the factory thing, okay, it can be recorded with the help of ERP solutions. That is a n number of business data is there, integrates all the data. So every data will be there in the ERP solutions, and then it will be stored in one place. That is called as ERP solutions. Okay. Now I told generative capacity, computer aided process planning. I told I will explain the next slide. Okay. Now generative process planning. This is a generative is nothing but this is the block diagram of generative process planning will be there. That is at block diagram goes like this. That is start is there, new bar old model. There we are supposed to ask. I'm just supposed to tell the new model right now. After that, once again, we can go to the old model. Okay, if I want to create any new models, I'll click new model. In the means click in the sense like I have to design new model, and the new model requires this kind of a thing, that is component representation, model, code generation, part geometry creation. That is geometry information you have to give input, you have to do the design. After that, the loop will comes back to the future extraction and recognition. That is a recognition of need, why you have to do this kind of a product. Feature process and correlation, you have to correlate with the existing market or with the existing product, if the product is available or not. Operation selection and sequence model, machine tool and tool selections. Once again, material tool machinability, they have to check there, and then it is available or not. Can we do this kind of a thing? And then standard time and cost consumption will be there. Computations will be there, and after that, a report generation is there. It can be edited, it can be printed, and then you will get a process sheet, and then you can start doing work. This is called as generative. That is, generative is nothing but it is a new, without any standards. You can generate your own thing. That is called a generative. Similarly for the old part also. That is, the generative part consists of a component representation model, feature extraction model, feature process correlation model, operation selection and sequence model, machine tool selection model. Everything will be has to be given by the customer or by the factory person or MD of the factory or the person who are looking into that. They have to report the generator, take the signature and start doing the work. That is the case. And then retrieval, that is what is a retrieval, that is retrieval computer aided process planning is there. In that preparatory stage is there. In this stage, the parts are coded and families are formed based on group of technology principles. Standard process plans are prepared for each families and stored in database. For example, drilling, that is one family. Milling, one family. I wanted to peg drill, I will call that family, and then I will tell like that. It is, family is nothing but it is a set of um, machines or set of operations. Okay, production stage is there. Process plan for a new part can be made in this stage. That can also be taken care. This is the retrieval system. That is a new part design. I have to do new part design for if I want to do designing, I have to do that is a group technology code, that is a number of parts and all such parts family file for why it is retrieval, in the sense like the same part, if you are producing the um, maybe around 3 to 4 years back or something like that, you can call the same thing, do some modifications, and then you can create your do some modifications. Okay, if you want. Otherwise, if you want to print, if you want to produce the same part, you can use the same file. Okay, that is the case. What you are supposed to have in a retrieval capacity computer aided production planning system. Okay, these two carries around 10 to 15 marks. You can use and you can read very well regarding this. And another thing is that it is logical steps in computer aided process planning. There are a number of things are there. Logical steps. That is, organizational planning system is there. Product development. One part it will go to the designers. One part it is goes to the soft floor people, and then you have to develop, and then you have to connect with respect to all the things, and then you can. Lastly, you can do the control of production. Also, everything can be done. This is how exactly in the company the whole thing, the process goes. That is the logical steps in computer aided process planning. Okay, organizational planning system will be there. One end of the organizational planning system, that is product design and development request will be given, and then here CAD model, everything will be done, and then that geometry data, and then that whole thing, after CAD model you have to give the part list. It will once again it will come back to the MRP, material requirement planning, capacity planning. Okay, after that production order, actual data once again, and then parts master files. It will go to the CAPP, either it may be NC program or corrected data. NC program, you can do the production. Once again, if that uh, correct the data, once again you give the things. And then here it is interconnected. That is machine tool pictures and data bands. All the things were done, you can produce your parts. That is the case. Okay, this is master production schedule. The major inputs to the master production schedule are forecast of demand, customer order, inventory on hand from the previous period. These are all the things. It is related to theory part. What are the thing? And then material requirement planning is there. MRP is there. Computer aided engineering, operation management, computer aided manufacturing, intelligent warehouse system. Explain the important models of the system. Are these are all the four models of material requirement planning. And then this is the thing what you are supposed to have in this material requirement planning. Okay, if you have any doubts in computer aided process planning, production planning, process planning and production planning in they go both in hand, so that for the benefit of the factory or for the profit of the factory. But you have to use these kind of things. Okay. uh, Once again, I thank one and all for my students, those who are patiently listening for my words. If you have any doubts, you can ask, so that we will wind up. And then one of the important thing, what I want to tell is, some of the pictures, some of the things I have taken from internet, so it is for only for better understanding for my for the purpose of students, who are learning through this thing, not for uh, anything else. Okay, not for any um, bad causes, only for the better understanding for the students. Okay, thank you guys, thank you one and all once again. In the next we will meet in the next class. Okay, thank you.